All right, so last time you guys did a single replacement reaction. Hopefully if you got your lab back and it says redo calculations, it's because the solid that you put in, copper sulfate pentahydrate. So sulfur carbonate pentahydrate, meaning that blue crud that you put in to dissolve had 5 water molecules attached to every copper sulfate molecule. So the molar mass is not just copper sulfate, it's copper sulfate pentahydrate. So redo the calculations. That affects pretty much every calculation in that lab. Today, we're going to do a double replacement reaction with 2 chemicals that hate each other. So what you're going to do is you're going to dissolve some lead nitrate into a beaker. So dissolve some lead nitrate into a beaker, and then you're going to dissolve some potassium iodide into another beaker. And these 2 chemicals will form aqueous solutions where all the lead and all the nitrate will dissolve, and all the potassium and all the iodine will dissolve. Then you're going to put them together. Sploosh. Actually, sploosh. You're going to pour one into the other, and it's going to make a precipitate, which is super awesome, and you're going to collect that precipitate. Okay? Make sense? So, double replacement reaction, 2 aqueous things forming an aqueous thing and a precipitate. Double replacement reaction. I leave it up to you to write up the lab, the instructions. I gave you 1 step in day 1 and 1 step in day 2. And also to come up with the balanced chemical reaction, the chemicals are given to you. The amounts are given to you at the bottom of the page. And it's going to give you a few hints and helps. Okay. First hint and help. I recommend you get 2 of the exact same size beaker. The amount of water you use does not matter. Okay? So the amount of water you use in the lab doesn't matter. But you're going to pour 1 beaker into the other beaker. So how much water should you use in each beaker?
1/3.
Yeah, less than a half. So a third sounds really good. A third a beaker and a third a beaker. That way when you mix them together, you don't have overflow. So no more than a half. A third is great. Okay. Second, when you're stirring these, this class is so small, you can actually use multiple stir plates. So when you're stirring these, should you use the same stir bar? No, they hate each other. So use 2 different stir bars. 1 stir bar for this, the one that's in this beaker, 1 stir bar for the one that's in this beaker. Make sense? Okay. When they're dissolved, then you can pour them together. Lastly, the potassium iodide has a pink lid, and the lead nitrate has a blue lid. Please do not get these lids mixed up, because if you do, you're going to contaminate the chemicals and you have to throw them out. So potassium nitrate, blue lid, potassium iodide, pink lid, lead nitrate, blue lid. Make sense? Okay. Now if you have any questions, right now, wave your hand around. The bottom of the lab. 2/3 down, it says how much you need to use. Yes, you're going to write the procedures. Okay? So you're going to write your procedures. They're very basic. Dissolve your about 3 grams. Make sure you record exactly how much of each thing you use. Exactly how much. About 3 grams into 1 beaker, about 3 grams in the other beaker. When they're dissolved, pour them together, and then you're going to filter your precipitate. Everyone remembers how to do a filter, right?
Yeah.
Tortilla becomes quesadilla, and quesadilla becomes pizza. Yeah. And what do you do before you do any kind of filtering? What do you do to the filter paper?
Write your name on it.
Label it and, pretty important, weigh it. Label it and weigh it. So label it and weigh it. Remember, label with a pencil so you don't have a water-based ink. Like, I think mine's the big blue smear. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions before I turn you loose? All right. So grab yourself some groups and your chemicals and get started.